You're listening to Golden River Underground, Session 1. This is a Delta Green campaign, which is a heavily modified adaptation of Music from a Darkened Room by Dennis Detwiller. Please check out Table Talk 0.5 for some other discussion we had before we started playing. Otherwise, enjoy the session.
Okay, so it is Sunday, October 1st, 1995. We are in beautiful Golden River, South Dakota, on what I'm calling the Minneconjou River because it's split off from the Missouri. And the town is as described in our Session 0, the city, I should say. So I want to start with Jack. So what does your morning look like as you wake up on Sunday, October 1st, 1995?
So, since it's a Sunday, I got my 9 to 5 on weekdays, but obviously that's not really in play here. So, I'm probably waking up. I get up earlier than pretty much anybody else in my, off-campus housing because everybody else is probably hungover. Mm-hmm. And I start my day at Stella's.
Okay. Oh, and you have a 10 o'clock tea time at the Golden River Country Club golf course.
Sure do. Gotta meet up
Playing without me. How about that?
Oh, he's playing with you.
It's Sunday. I'm at two Kings of Peace.
Yeah, you know what? We'll call it 1 o'clock. That's a good point. Okay, you get a 1 o'clock tea time, so you got a lazy morning ahead of you.
Yeah, lazy Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to Stella's. Now, Stella's is, I think we said, within walking distance of your off-campus apartment.
That's correct.
They are open 24/7. And it is a pretty standard American greasy spoon, breakfast all day kind of place. What do you get when you're there?
I am a big, when I can get it, I'm a big chicken and waffles guy. But that's obviously that's not the most common thing in just your typical diner.
Right.
So just pancakes and eggs over easy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you can certainly get that. It's busy, but not too busy. You don't have to wait to get Or do you get a booth, or are you a sit at the bar kind of guy?
I get a booth, and the staff immediately recognizes me when I walk in. I'm a regular.
Nice.
I imagine that the waitress who's serving you is B from the farm near Hills Farm.
Yeah. You gotta dress that chicken yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty chaotic. No, it's kind of a Twin Peaks situation where there's a cast of kooky characters there.
And they're all gorgeous.
And so you are able to get through your breakfast. Are you a Sunday paper reader, or bear in mind that there's no phone to scroll through while you eat? This is 1995.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess I would, if I didn't have the news in front of me, I would probably have some kind of science publication, research publication, to, even in my off time, kind of stay up to date on any advancements that are happening that might be relevant to my work.
You're obviously reading your own work to try and impress people.
Just nodding and going, yes.
Genius. Oh. Excellent insight.
But yeah, it's a Sunday morning. It's a good time to read stuff that's maybe you wouldn't be able to get through uninterrupted during the workday. Okay, cool. So you finish breakfast, probably around 9 o'clock? What are you up to between now and tea time?
I guess if it's going to be at 1, so I got a significant amount of time to burn.
Yeah.
I might go into the office and just grind some work out if I've got a major project that I'm on.
You're not going to practice the French horn?
I might practice the French horn, working on my legato. I know my staccato game's pretty strong, but it's maybe a little too strong.
Oh wow.
It's sometimes when you're too good at one thing, you kind of pigeonhole yourself,
You're looking at this thing, you're like,
Yeah.
whole notes. What is a whole note? What is this?
Yeah, I could save a lot of time by just hitting it at the top and...
Just letting the echo do the work.
I like
Right.
whole notes because, after I let my little dude out, I get a pretty long break.
Right.
Just a rest. It looks a little different though. No, I got, I can either do hobby stuff, or if any of my mentees are looking to get some work done, and if I had anything scheduled with them, one of them could have said, hey, in the morning, I want to talk to you about this project.
Okay. So as you walk out of Stella's, you see that it's a beautiful fall day. It's that time of year when it's difficult to predict if it's going to be, warmer and more summery or a little more wintry. So in this case, it's chilly today. Chilly enough that you're glad you brought a jacket. But you think it'll be pretty comfortable by the time you're playing golf later. It is overcast, but you don't think it's going to rain. The forecast and the paper you were looking at didn't indicate that. But, if you wanted, you can ride your bike to the office, or it might be a day for just a nice walk.
Yeah, I'll take a stroll.
Okay. Yeah, so there are two bridges, large bridges that span the Minneconjou within Golden River. You're closest to the southern one, and you think it's a pretty nice walk. It's one of those bridges that has like a caged pedestrian thing that protects you from the cars that are also on the bridge, and it gives you a really nice view of the dam and of the waterfall and everything. And so you set out that way, and then as you're walking north up towards the more commercial district where your office is, you can see across the river, the Riverfront Mall. There are a lot of people out and about, and probably takes you about half an hour to get to the office.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so I'll wander in, hit up the lab, and,
Back in the lab again.
but yeah, I can always count on it to get me into trouble or to get me out of it.
So what are you working on right now? What is your big project?
So this is something I actually should have looked into before I'm trying to remember what the tech level is in 1995. Like what was cutting edge at
It's
the time.
between stone and
Like stone and bronze.
and bronze.
Yeah. Yeah, so probably like working on pottery
yeah.
or...
You might have been developing monotheism.
Right.
I am just right now. They have me working on just like enhancements to radar.
Okay, so you're
that's
doing
pretty
like
cool.
probably computerized, like theoretical kind of work, not in a place like this, like you're not out on like a radar range or something.
Yeah, my radio science and mathematics and SIGINT skills are very high.
Yeah, he spends most of his time tearing off the edge of those printed sheets. That's most of his day.
Okay. Yeah, so you have like a huge, CRT computer monitor that it's just all green. Everything you do looks like command prompt stuff. And it beeps a lot. The computer beeps. It's very 1990s.
It's also loud as a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very soothing to me when I hear these noises.
Are you the only one in the office on Sunday? Like, are you a workaholic, or?
Yeah, because I don't really have much else going on. Like if I didn't have one of my students set something up with me before, then besides my meetup with Simon, I don't really have plans for the day.
Okay.
So this is a way to kill time.
Did you bring your French horn to practice on while you wait for the computation to occur?
I did not.
Missed opportunity.
Okay. All right. And are you going to leave once it's time to start heading over to the country club, or do something else in between?
I'll probably work until it's time.
Okay.
So did you bring your clubs with you? How did that work?
Keeps them in the locker room at the club.
I've never been to a golf club or golf. I've never been drunk driving, so I have no idea how that works.
Oh, this isn't at drunk driving.
No, this is at the golf
Drunk
course.
driving is in the Riverfront Mall.
Oh, right. Okay.
You guys are going to the Golden River Country Club golf course.
I see. Okay, yeah.
And you can't Uber.
That's true.
Yeah.
Vehicle, automobile technology doesn't exist yet.
I'm gonna say you've rented a locker, and so you either keep your clubs there, or maybe you probably rent clubs.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Because this is like something you've been doing with Simon, but I don't know if you actually personally give a shit about golf. It's just something for the two of you to do together and be outside.
It seems like Simon likes golf. I have no problem with it. So I'll play the game, but it's mostly just an excuse to spend time with him.
Okay, so you don't own clubs, and you're gonna rent them at the
Yeah,
at the
100%
club.
am not going to invest the ridiculous amount of money it costs to buy golf clubs.
Right.
Especially because I know that I'm not going to care for them.
Yeah, and it's
I'm not
like
gonna
Facebook Marketplace doesn't even exist yet.
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm walking
yeah.
over, I'll check in, and I'll wait around for my pal.
Yeah, there's a club room with a bar, and so you can get a drink while you wait. All right, and we'll shift over to Simon Redding, Golden River PD detective. What does your Sunday morning look like?
So I'm up relatively early because my brother and sister-in-law, Damien and Anita Redding, respectively, go to the early mass at Two Kings of Kings Vineyard Catholic Church on the northeast side of town. Because I don't drive anywhere, they come pick me up in the minivan.
And can you remind the listeners why you don't drive?
I don't drive because I've gotten a lot of unprosecuted DUIs, and if I get one more, or if people see me driving around at all, then I'm probably going to lose my license. So
It's going to become a prosecuted.
right. I'm going to actually have to deal with it. So I really don't drive except when I'm on the job. So I'm waiting outside my dingy apartment with my pleated khaki pants, braided belt, and
Nice.
It's the 90s, so it's like pulled up just south of my belly button, and I've got like a really big polo shirt on.
Nice. I love the braided belt.
Yeah, it's the 90s, and this is all. Not only is it big on me because it's the 90s, I'm also just like wasting away thin, so it is not a good look. But I've probably got like a fleece pullover on over it. I'm clearly dressed for golf, not for church, which Anita probably finds very offensive. So they pull up in the minivan. I put my bike in the bike rack. I open the trunk, put my golf clubs in. and then I crawl over the back seat. Anita doesn't want to sit anywhere near me, so she makes me sit all the way in the back of the minivan.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And
So this
because
is a very hostile relationship.
yeah, she doesn't like me.
No, I remember you saying that. I just didn't think it was this bad.
So I told Duncan between session 0 and now that I think the relationship between Simon and his brother and his brother's spouse should be like Doug Douglason and his brother in Fear of Girls episode 1.
Yeah.
I thought that's the perfect dynamic to go for here. So I crawl in the back of the van. I'm sitting behind all the kids, and I give them the nod of like, yep, let's go. They're the ones who are dragging me to church, so this is their problem as far as I'm concerned.
Good.
So because I'll be just biking from the church down to the golf course.
So how
afterwards.
does the rest of the church feel about you being there? Like, did they kind of give you the
they don't
side
care.
eye, or?
Nah, I'm not like a super involved member of the organization, so they're just they're polite. I'm not disruptive. I just don't care about being there. I drink all the communion wine as they pass it around. Just guzzle it. So yeah, no, that's my morning as I'm going to mass with the fam, and then beating feet out of there as soon as I can. Pedal to the metal as I race down to the bar at the golf course.
Well, so that would put you So wait, you're putting your clubs on your bike?
I'm putting my clubs on my back.
On your back and then biking. All right,
Yeah,
but if you went to
most
the
golf
early
bags have
mass,
shoulder straps.
you should have like a couple of hours to kill before the before your round of golf.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be pretty lit by the time we tee off.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So that means,
Great.
Tim, by the time you show up, like 15 minutes before you guys are supposed to tee off, you're there at 12:40, 12:45.
I head to the bar and he's already there.
He's already there, and he's a couple of drinks deep.
Yeah, deep in my cups, as it were.
I walk up, I see him reading My Zombie Pen Pal, Choose Your Own Adventure.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah. And I go, oh yeah, I read that one. I got all 16 endings, and
All
none of
16?
them matter.
Is that one of the long ones?
Oh my god, yeah. What's up, man? How's your day been so far?
Hey man, yeah, it's been, yeah. You ready to tee off?
Absolutely. You good?
I'm like, I mean, I'm a career alcoholic, so even getting pretty drunk, I'm
handling it like a champ.
Yeah, it's whatever. Ask me anything complicated, and it might reveal something else. But
yeah, that's okay. I'm not asking you to do anything complicated. I'm just asking you to swing this metal stick around.
hey, when you're as adequate as I am, it's not a problem.
All right, Pliskin. Let's get out there. So,
Okay.
And this is like the one time a week that we actually see each other on the regular, right? Like, generally speaking, if we're here on Sunday, the last time we spoke to each other was last Sunday.
Probably, yeah. Unless I drunk dialed your home.
Yeah,
when,
that's what I'm saying in general. Like, we don't have a scheduled thing other than this.
yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, man, how's your week been?
Kind of a blur.
That's I know. I mean, I know
I'm on the grind.
I know we've talked about it, but you should really talk to someone about
I'm
this.
talking to you, dude. What do you mean?
Well, yeah, but you don't listen to me when I tell you that you gotta stop, dude.
I'm playing dumb.
Uh huh.
Stop what? What are you trying to say? Just say it.
You need to cut back in the drinking, my dude.
I have.
You need to cut back more.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Doctors say that you're supposed to drink 5 or 6 glasses of wine.
Yeah.
Art healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the red wine especially. It's the Lees. You just need to read up on it more. You just sound uneducated.
That's what I'll look into it. I'll look into it, man.
Yeah.
Let's
maybe you just need to drink more. You ever think about that?
Sometimes I feel like I should.
I swing my first drive on a par 4 and I just slice it 90 degrees.
And we don't have a cart, I assume.
Yeah, no, like I said, we walked the course. So
Yeah.
I'm debating. I'm like, am I even gonna go get that ball?
Mulligan.
Oh, I don't do mulligans.
Oh, good. I'm not a pansy.
I'd probably
It's
cheat a lot.
okay to be much more offensive with your speech because it's the 90s.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
go ahead and use period appropriate slurs.
Yeah. Okay. And get that bleep button ready.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should pick a new bleep sound effect for a new season.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say just randomly bleep things so it sounds like we're being really offensive.
Yeah, that's no problem.
That's a good policy. Okay. So the two of you are playing a pretty casual game of golf. The golf course is it's a pretty good looking course. It's well maintained. It's the most accessible one. It's the only one that's walkable from the city. There are others farther out, some more expensive, but you would have to drive there. And surrounding the golf course, to the north there are residential. There's a neighborhood up there, and the houses look out over the golf course. To the south is the Temperate Valley retirement community. I don't think either of you have parents there, but many people who do.
No, Jack has a grandparent that's there.
Yeah.
does he?
Carol's in home.
Oh, okay.
That's one of his bonds, remember?
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody doesn't listen to the podcast.
Somebody, yeah. I mean, are you referring to me?
No.
Okay. And as as you play through the course, you get closer to the houses that are part of that neighborhood that's on the north side. That's just the way the holes are laid out. And Simon, you're about to take a swing when you hear the sound of breaking glass.
I stop and listen like I'm gonna hear it again.
You don't hear further breaking.
Hey Tim, did you hear that?
Did I?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We should probably look into that. That doesn't seem like a normal thing to hear at the golf course.
I look at my pager. I'm checking is someone gonna call me in on this? I
mean, nothing on your pager yet. Not that that's how that would work anyway. But
I don't know how pagers really work.
Well, I mean, someone would have to page you, and this just happened. So the
I'm also drunk.
You look at your pager and there's nothing there, and you turn towards the direction that you think you heard the glass breaking from, and you're looking at that row of houses that's adjacent to the course. And one house in particular, sure enough, you spot a broken window, and it looks like a man is climbing out. This is a window that is on the second floor.
Oh, he's about to die.
And both of you see a man poke his head out, and around his neck, there is a rope.
Okay, I'm immediately gonna start as quickly as I can heading in that direction.
I'm making sure to put my clubs away first.
Sure. Are you taking your bag with you?
Yeah, no, I'm not. You know how much money I spent on these gloves? There's no way I'm leaving them on the course.
Okay, so Simon is slowly kind of making his way up there. Tim, you're hoofing it.
But you're kind of fat, so I'm still gonna beat you.
I'm not crazy out of shape. I'm okay.
There's a ditch and then an embankment up to the road, and the deal is there's across the road is where these houses are. So you're looking at the front of this house.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't tell if this guy sees you or not. I mean, you started maybe 200 yards away from him, so it's not that far.
Okay.
But he unhesitatingly climbs out so that he's sort of holding onto the outside of the window with the rope around his neck, and then he flings himself outward. He pushes off with his feet and falls almost all the way down to the ground when you hear the rope snap his neck.
Okay, so is he very clearly instantly dead?
Yes.
Okay, because I was gonna say if he got all the way down to ground level, I would go try to support.
No,
his legs
I mean he
help.
came up a foot short.
Okay.
So this gone. Is as you are scrambling to get up towards the road and run across, he executes this jump, and as his body swings and sort of hits the siding of the house and turns, you realize that it's your boss.
Oh.
Arthur.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's one bond out the window.
Nah, he wasn't on the list.
Wasn't your bond.
Okay.
And so, all this doesn't make sense to you. You don't know why Arthur would have done this. You didn't think Arthur lived here. As far as you know, he doesn't. This is just surreal. Make a sanity check.
Okay, so it's been a while. How does this work? It's just
it's a D100 roll. Yep.
And then it's against my
sanity, which is up at the top left of the sheet.
Oh,
it's not with your skills.
Yep. Okay, derived attributes. Okay, I have a perfect 50. Okay.
Bro, same.
One hundo. I'll hold it next to the mic so you can hear. That's a 93.
Okay.
Nice.
1d4.
Okay. Oh my god, 4.
You're already getting dangerously close to your breaking point. Man, you felt really strongly about your boss.
Right, yeah. This,
maybe you should have been a bond.
Is there a special rule for this? If you lose 4 at once?
No, I think it's 5 or more is when it's like a big sand loss.
So you collapse onto the road, though.
Onto the road.
Right. Okay. So it's not. This isn't like a busy road, but
sure. Yeah,
as you came up the embankment and you saw him launch himself, and he spins around, and you see that's Art. You fall to your knees. Simon, you
I think I'm walking up at this point from behind, because I had to get my stuff together. I'm taking my golf glove off and putting it in my bag, and so I'm probably walking up behind Tim as he collapses like a heap onto the road. Hey Tim, this is you get up, man. Come on, what are you doing? I'm like lifting him up.
Yeah, I stumble to my feet.
Mm-hmm. Hey, can you go knock on one of the neighbors' doors and tell them to call 911?
I nod sort of mutely and stumble over to the nearest house and start just frantically slamming on the door.
Yeah, I like stroll up and just because I should be able to take a pulse, right? He's you said a foot off the ground.
Yeah, you're able to reach him, and you're a tall guy anyway. He's pretty clearly dead.
Okay, so I'm not gonna cut him down or anything to preserve the scene, because he's already dead. I think I am supposed to do that. I'm not a cop IRL, so I don't know. But I'm
you think
not.
You're supposed to leave him, or
no? I think you're supposed to not leave him because it would be possible to resuscitate him, maybe depending on his he probably broke his neck if he fell from the second story.
Yeah, that sounds right to me, but I don't know.
I think I'm supposed to try to deliver first aid, but
right.
Actually, I have a first aid of 50%. So I don't know.
We could end this campaign right now. Save him.
Yeah, let's save his life. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you
just fix that.
You cut him down then, and you've already sent Tim to call 911. So you remove the rope from his neck, and as you do that, his head was rolling around.
Right, like neck clearly broken.
Neck clearly broken, but you still start giving him chest compressions.
Yeah, I first set the stand up on my golf bag off to the side, and I make sure that my name is on it so they know it's not like evidence or something.
Right. No, we wouldn't want that.
Yeah, and I take like a minute making sure that it's like in a proper place where I can see it, so I also know it's not going to get stolen. Mm-hmm. And then I cut him down and start my chest compressions.
Okay. All right. So Tim, you run to the right to the closest house. There's a car in the driveway, so you think somebody's home, and you start banging on the door. And a middle-aged man, bald, looks like he's dressed to do yard work or something around the house, opens the door, and it seems kind of somewhere between angry and confused based on your pounding. Mm-hmm. Can I help you?
Yeah. Call the police right now, and I sort of gesture at the presumably line of sight we have to the corpse.
You don't. He would have to walk out into his driveway and look.
Oh, so someone just so that house over there, somebody just jumped out the window with a noose around their neck and killed themselves.
Oh my God!
I need you to call the police right now.
Okay, and he nods and shuts the door. And you can hear him calling.
Cool. I will head on back, I guess.
I note the time. What time is it?
It is 1:45.
Okay. So I make a note of that. I look at my Timex Iron Man and note the time because someone's going to ask me later.
Jack, can I get a look up on that? Was the Iron Man in production in 1995?
I guess we'll find out.
The Timex Iron Man has been around since the 1800s.
I just want to make sure this is accurate to the period. Okay. So, response time is
1986.
1986. All right, there you go. An ambulance, as well as police and fire, they are on the scene in 6 minutes.
Okay, well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
And,
it's a small town.
So the EMTs, immediately get to work trying to figure out what's going on here and inform both of you that this guy's dead. This guy was dead the moment he hit the bottom of the rope.
Yeah, I assessed the same thing.
So I say, all right, well, I mean, we'll pack him up and get him to the hospital anyway, standard procedure, but there's nothing you could have done, so you've got nothing to feel bad about.
Oh, I don't. That's fine. Thanks, boys.
Never once was that a concern.
So Tim, looking a little, not so great, one of them will look at you and pat you on the shoulder and say, "You doing all right, buddy?"
Not really, but what can you do? I'm shaking and pale.
And he just claps you on the shoulder and he says, "Happens all the time. You'll be all right. You get used to it."
Maybe I should start drinking more.
See, dude, that's what I told you.
They load him up, and the ambulance leaves for the hospital. And at this point, a couple of uniforms come out of the cop car, and they want to talk to you, Simon Redding. A couple of the firefighters are there with him as well, just looking around, before one of the cops tells them, like, we don't need you for anything.
I'm glancing at my Timex Iron Man constantly. I'm like, dude, we're like, the next tea time is they're gonna pass us by. Like, this is like totally unset.
So the uniformed police officers, of course, recognize you.
They roll their eyes, go over to me.
They say, "You got here fast."
And I'm talking way too close to them, and my breath is a combination of whiskey and corpse. And I'm like, yeah, I'm always on the scene quick.
And they, one of them, you say that, and one of them looks at the way that you're dressed and your golf clubs and the golf course.
Yeah, I multitask. And goes, get over it.
We're gonna want to file those as evidence.
I go over and I march over, grab my gloves, and hop the fence back over to the golf course immediately.
So they shrug their shoulders and say, "We'll take his statement later." And then the officer that was initiating the conversation with Redding looks at you, Tim, and says, "Sir, can I get some ID from you?"
Yeah. Here, and I guess I probably have I don't really drive much, but I have a driver's license, I assume.
Sure.
Or I guess since I came from work, I probably have whatever. I've got plenty of photo ID on me.
Yeah, so you kind of fumble around and you're asking him which IDs he wants. And he says, driver's license is fine. And he writes your name and your driver's license number down on a little pad. And he says,
prime suspect.
Can you tell me what happened here?
Yeah, so Simon and I were playing golf, and we heard just like a shattering noise, and we looked over, and we saw this. Well, I mean, I can give you the guy's name. He's actually my boss at work. His name's Arthur. Yeah.
What a strange coincidence.
Yeah.
He says, eyeing you suspiciously.
Yeah.
That's all right. I should tell you. I mean, you don't have to answer these questions.
You do have the right to remain silent.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, there's really not that much to say anyway. I mean, we saw him jump out the building and hang himself.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said you were across the street, you were playing golf. You run up here and he had already hung himself, or did he say anything?
Yeah. We watched him do it. If he said something, we would have been too far away to hear, probably, unless he was yelling.
Okay, but he didn't yell anything to you. He didn't ask you anything.
No. So then I went over there and talked to the guy over in that house and told him to call you guys.
All right. Well, right now this looks like a pretty straightforward suicide, but we have your information. The department may contact you for another statement. That's it. You're free to go.
All right.
And you see me waving and beckoning for you to come back.
As you turn around, he says, actually, hold on a second, sir. You said he's your boss?
Yeah, he, did we ever actually establish what company I work for? Am I still at Lockheed, or did we
you're at Corvidian Tech.
Corvidian Tech, right.
Corvidian Tech, yeah.
Yeah, I work at Corvidian Tech.
Oh, okay. I mean, was he depressed? Did he give you any indication that...
No. Not
he was
that
going to do...
I have no idea what's happening.
Does he have a wife, kids, anything like that?
He's got a wife. I don't think he has any kids.
Okay.
He didn't really talk that much about personal life.
All right. Well, that's all for now. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And with that,
I hightail it, and as I'm going, I'm like, why did I say anything? I should have just asked for a lawyer.
So you see both of the cops stand around where like looking up into the window and taking pictures, and then they go into the house. And so in kind of a daze, you stumble back across the road. You can, looking out at the golf course, you see Simon like impatiently tapping his foot, waiting for you, and also looking at his pager, anxious to get back to the game. Yeah, where and you're like, oh my god, my life just changed. Like, what did I just see? And it's this kind of, before it just seemed cool, now it seems kind of a creepy, sad, overcast day. Everyone else is just going along, like living their lives. And a couple of minutes later, you're standing next to Simon again.
Hey, so the tea time after is just played through, but we really got to get a move on. What are you using for the next one? 3 wood?
I think I gotta sit down, dude. How is this not affecting you?
What do you mean?
We just saw a guy kill himself.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Not often.
I mean, it's fine. We did what we could. You did great.
I know the guy. I knew the guy.
Oh, you did? Who was he?
He was my boss.
Oh.
Like, I worked with the guy professionally.
Okay, I mean...
Worked.
Is that gonna, affect your projects or anything, or...?
I guess.
Yeah. No, I could see why that would stress you out then.
Very compassionate, Simon Redding. Yeah. Hey, this might extend your deadlines. Ooh.
Yeah, actually, this could be a good thing. It could be a blessing in disguise. Yeah. Hey, you could probably take, a week off work.
I just don't know. I don't know why he would have done this.
Dude, people kill themselves all the time, and there's no way to explain it most of the time. I think just
would you or whatever they come up with? Are you gonna be able to know what they come up with?
Oh yeah, totally.
Can you tell me?
Probably, yeah. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll once something comes out, I'll tell you next week. Next time we play golf. But we got to get a move on. Let's walk and talk.
So yeah, I'm on autopilot and I start very lacklusterly playing golf again.
Dude, are you using a 7-iron right now? You are nowhere close.
I'm using a chipper.
A chipper. That's not even a club, dude.
What do you do for all I do is chip? I'm using a putter.
The bad news. Listen, this is maybe you should just go home because you're ruining my game right now.
Yeah, I think I probably should, dude. I'll catch you. Let me know if you find out. Let me know if anything happens on this. This is crazy.
Yeah, dude, go take a nap or something. I gotta finish this game.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see you, dude.
Don't forget your rented clubs. You're gonna have to.
I will 100% abandon those clubs on the field and just kind of walk away.
I'm not carrying them for you. I'm not.
Right.
And I shout.
Simon keeps saying that, as you're walking away from him. And you've got, a 20-minute walk back to your place. So you just kind of shove your hands in your pockets and, your mind is racing. And you try to recall, what do you even know about Arthur Donnelly? You've worked with him for years. He's an ex-military guy. He was some kind of army officer. You don't really know what he did, but it's something engineering related.
What? Oh, you're talking about art. I thought you were talking about Simon because you said army. I was like,
yeah.
No, this is really all about Simon.
Sorry.
Yeah. So some kind of ex-military dude at one point, and he was kind of a weird guy. He was smart, but he didn't talk much. He took a lot of sick leave, but when he came back, he seemed like he didn't take care of himself, but he didn't seem like he was sick. And he would have weird injuries that didn't make sense. You know, he'd like take sick leave for a week and he would come back with a broken arm. And so, I mean, he was kind of a good boss in the sense that he just sort of let you do whatever and didn't police you very much. But it always seemed weird to you, the absences and the injuries and the fact that despite him being pretty smart and reasonably well credentialed, he never really moved up. He never like showed any ambition or got promoted. He never connected in any kind of personal way. Anyway, what kind of the conclusion you come to is it's really weird that you knew so little about someone you spent so much time with.
Okay.
You had even asked him last year to go see the hit film Interview with a Vampire, and he declined. He declined your invitation.
But yeah, so now it's 2:45 and you're sitting in your off-campus apartment staring at the wallpaper.
I'm trying to think what to actually do here. You know, at his core, Tim is a man of methodical action, but he really has no starting point here. Like he can't look anything up. He has no information. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the office. I'm gonna see if there's anything on the guy's desk. I'm gonna see if there's any. I'm gonna try to find out more about this guy.
Okay. So you ride your bike, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
Because it's faster. And you're able to get to the office pretty quickly. No one else is around, and so getting into his office is like nothing at all. It's not locked. There's no one to see you do it. And there's not a lot in here. Like it's kind of a mess, but it's also kind of empty in the sense that there are no personal effects. But he wasn't very organized with his papers and things. And you can see that a lot of what he has on his desks are like, it's mostly doctor's notes explaining absences and travel claims that he's filed for attending miscellaneous professional conferences. Do you have any points in accounting?
Ooh,
or bureaucracy?
So I don't have any points in account. Well, there's a base 10%, so I guess I have. I have 50 bureaucracy.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
okay,
baby.
so you're trying to make sense of this, and so you sort of make stacks of these papers, and you're looking through them, and it jumps out at you after you stare at it for a little while that these doctor's notes, they're from different doctors, but the handwriting is all the same.
Nice.
And that kind of spurs you into thinking like, well, what's the deal with the travel claims? And you realize that you've never heard of these conferences before. Some of them you haven't heard of. Some of them you think it's real, but maybe the dates aren't right. Like you're not sure, but something is not adding up here.
Or it's like the place where it says it is, the travel claim is way too expensive to go there, or not enough.
Right. Yeah, just there are elements of these excuses that are not adding up to you.
Okay. Are there any like the doctor's notes? Do any of them have contact information on them?
No.
Okay. I guess I am going to I should have specified this beforehand. Because now that I'm thinking about it, going through all of his shit and putting my fingerprints on everything, probably not the best call.
Still reeling from that forced sand loss earlier.
Yeah. We got a lab. There are gloves I could have been using.
But you didn't.
Yeah, but I didn't. So damage is done. I am going to make, it's empty office. I got all this stuff. We got printers and scanners. I'm gonna make scans of all of this stuff.
Okay. Now,
are you faxing it to yourself? Is that how that works?
Yeah. Are you making copies or?
I'm making copies.
Okay, got it. Yeah. So you grab an empty folder, and then you take all these documents and you create individual copies and put them in the folder.
Okay. And as I'm going through, I'm just, as looking as closely as possible to see if there's anything that I can follow up on, like a phone number, like or even just like, I guess if these doctors, I want to, let's make a list of these names and see if they're real doctors somehow.
Okay. Yeah. So you're able to make a list of those names. In terms of contact phone numbers, you don't see anything like that on the doctor's notes. There are contact numbers, like if you know that if you can get your hands on a brochure or something for a given conference, or an email with respect to one of these conferences, that will have contact information. Or like the hotels he said he stayed in, although you know that since you're not law enforcement, they're not going to confirm that he stayed there.
Oh, only I had a buddy.
But you're able to record all of this stuff.
Okay. And besides the paper trail, there's nothing else interesting in his office.
Give me a second.
Give me a SIGINT check.
Yeah.
I got good SIGINT.
Okay, so you what do you have in search?
Search. The base 20.
Okay. So, how long are you gonna go through this? Like, how much time are you willing to put into this?
This is the only thing on my mind, and as long as I don't hear somebody else coming in, there's no reason for me to stop.
Okay, so you're a methodical guy. You're determined to get to the bottom of this, and so you start systematically taking his office apart. And so, a lot of what he has in there it's just work stuff. It's, you look at it, it's reports that your team has filed, or it's references that you've been using, or personnel records, the sort of things you would expect to find in an office like that. And, first you start by, on his bookshelf, pulling out every book, taking off the dust jacket, flipping through every page to see if anything falls out or if there's any writing in them. And that takes you an hour to get through the whole shelf. Then you'd already worked on the top of the desk, but you start working on the drawers, pulling them out, seeing if there's anything concealed in there. And again, it's pretty innocuous stuff.
Too innocuous.
When you reach underneath the desk to where the it's a desk where the drawers lock, and it's one of those desks with locking drawers where the key inserts into the side of the desk.
Yep.
Like down where your knees are. And you realize, at first you try to open the drawer and it's locked. Then you feel under there, and sure enough, the key is in the drawer. Or it's in the keyhole. But it's not just that key, it's on a key ring. And so you pull it out, and there are 2 other keys on the key ring. They appear to be identical. And there's
You mean all
one of
3
those
keys are identical, or the other 2
the-
keys are identical to each
The
other?
other 2 keys are identical to each other. 3
Okay,
keys
but-
on the ring. One is for the desk. There are 2 larger ones that look like they're for maybe a padlock.
Okay.
And there's a little fob, one of those cheap little, it's like a metal disc with a sticker on it. And it just says Unit 2230.
Yes! Okay. Gold!
Okay, so I'm gonna look around for, can I get one of these keys off the keyring?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take one of them.
Okay.
I am, by the way, at this point wearing gloves.
Okay.
I recognized, when I was making the copies, I also grabbed gloves and was like, I should be smart about this.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright,
it's also, you work in this office.
Sure, but, I'm gonna be careful. And I'm gonna look for things that this second key, once I'm done going through the desks, since I was able to find, the key for the desk, I am going to start searching for things that this second key can go to, a padlock or whatever.
Okay. You know everything that's in the office at this point, and there's nothing like that in here.
Okay. So describe to me this Unit 2230 thing again?
So it is just on the key ring. There's like a little, like a 1-inch diameter aluminum disc with a hole punched in it so it can fit in the key ring.
Okay, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it off the ring.
Okay.
And
So you have that and one key.
yes.
Yeah, and on the disc there's just a sticker applied to it that's white, so you can write on it. And written in fine tipped Sharpie, it looks like it says Unit 2230.
Okay. And it looks like there's nothing else to the disc. It's just a disc that you can put a sticker on, and then it has some writing on
It's
it.
just a label for a set of keys,
Okay.
like you would see at a motel.
Okay. I'm going to take the second of the two keys as well and pocket it. And if there's nothing else in the office that has anything to do with this stuff, then I guess I'm done here.
Do you replace the doctor's notes and expense reports?
Yeah, I'll put everything back. I've got my copies.
Okay.
The only things that are being removed from the room, the only things that were originally in the room and are now gone as I'm leaving, are both of the two bonus keys and the disc. The only other stuff I'm bringing out are the copies I made.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you grab that stuff, you put it in your jacket, you get back on your bike, and you pedal home.
Okay. So I'm thinking to myself, these keys, maybe his house, and I'm not sure if it's the house he was in, the house he killed himself in, or if it's a different house. I have no idea where this guy lives, but these keys gotta open something.
All right. And with that, we'll switch over to Simon Redding. So, Simon has just been left by his friend Tim in the middle of their game of golf. It's
Really? It was at the beginning. I mean, didn't you say tea time was 1:30 and that happened at 1:45?
no, tea time was at 1.
Oh, at 1. Okay. Well, I mean, we're probably on hole 4 when that happens.
Right. I mean, you're into it a little bit, but you had a lot of game ahead of you.
Oh, sure. And I plan on finishing that game.
Sure. So yeah, Tim looks really distressed.
You'll get over it.
Despite being reassured by several people that it was no big deal.
Right. Yeah. It was was he listening? Come on.
And but yeah, so he abandons his clubs right there on the green and just stumbles away from you.
I'm torn because I don't want to carry those clubs because I'm walking the course. I don't want to go back because that's gonna mess up my time even more. But I don't want to I'm not unliked at this country club, and I don't want that to change. It's one of the few places where people don't seem to mind me or mess with me at all. And so I'm but I just leave the clubs there because ultimately this is on Tim.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you keep playing through.
Yeah.
Does this bother you at all, or what's going through your head as you continue your game of golf?
No, it doesn't really bother me. It's I did my part, and in fact, I think I availed myself rather well. I did the CPR thing and gave my 3-word report and all that. So I don't think anybody can really hold any of that against me. And so yeah, I'm feeling fine.
You do get a page about an hour later indicating to you that you're supposed to call the office.
I pretend like I didn't see it so I can finish my game.
Okay.
And then I check my pager when I'm done after hole 18. I finished at 3 over. It was a pretty good day. I'm getting better at this course.
Yeah, so when you check your pager, it's just a callback number, and you recognize it as being one of the office numbers.
Yeah, so I go in to the club to use one of their phones, and I dial the number, excuse ready, sorry, I dropped my pager in the toilet, that kind of thing.
And you are surprised to hear that the person picking up on the other line, or at the other end of the line, is the chief.
Oh, Chief. Oh, good afternoon.
Redding?
Speaking.
I'm assigning that suicide to you. You know that, right?
Why, Chief? I'm a witness. Shouldn't I not be investigating it? Isn't that how that works?
I thought you said you didn't really see anything.
No, I mean, I saw it. Yeah, I for sure saw it.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to do this right now. I'm assigning it to you.
Okay, fine.
Everyone else is working on other things, so.
Like what? You know what, Chief? You're right.
I don't have to
got
explain
this.
myself to you, Redding. I don't know how many times I've told you this.
Me neither. Yeah, I got it, Chief. Don't worry.
I want to report on my desk tomorrow morning.
Oh, what? Chief, That doesn't make sense.
It's a suicide. It should be pretty straightforward.
Oh my God. That's like tomorrow morning is 14 hours from now.
I think
Chief.
I understand why Simon drinks so much.
Yeah, this Chief is a real slave driver. Chief, can we push that to like Wednesday?
It doesn't have to be a final report. It's an initial report.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm on it, Chief.
But if you think you're going to be fucking off all day today,
It's
you're
my
wrong.
day off, Chief.
Well, clearly it isn't.
Well, you got
Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you that I wanted that report.
You're right, Chief. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm
He
on
hangs up. He's like not even listening to you anymore.
it. The Chief, man. What a ball buster. Can he just let a man enjoy his Sunday? Come on. All right. I go to the bar and get a drink.
Okay, good. Is it you're just at the clubhouse or?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll bike over to O'Shamrocks when I'm done.
nice.
I'll change on my golf shoes at the crib.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good drinking to do at the mall, which is like right across the street from the police station.
Well, no, I'm going home first to get a drink, and then I'll hit the office on the backside of O'Shamrocks.
Great. Okay, yeah. So you get nice and lubricated for the bike ride
Right.
home.
Yeah, I need to get hydrated. You know, it was a
Right.
long game. I only brought like 4 beers on the course after I drank like probably 5 or 6 drinks at
Right.
the bar.
Even though there are lots of signs saying that is not allowed.
What kind of golf course doesn't allow drinking?
I've been to some miniature golf courses that claim not to allow it.
Yeah, real golf courses that would be like you might as well just shut down your golf course right then and there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
This is we're in
You disobeyed posted instructions.
yeah, we are on the very northern end of the Bible Belt here, I guess.
So, yeah, I think the sign said no fire water.
Oh no, which is weird because we're just south of the reservation.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I go home. I change out of my clothes into I put on like a white shirt, like button down. I put on black pants with a black braided belt. And you know,
I really appreciate that you're hitting the braided belt so hard today.
yeah, it's important to the look. And of course, I put on my like suit jacket that's got like the shoulders that are 8 feet wide because it's the 90s.
Nice. One of those Dana Scully.
Yeah, exactly.
jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
didn't mention it, but Tim Barrs wears a zoo suit.
He's a bit out of
Great.
time, but okay.
Yeah, that's how he rolls. Is he's not the most he likes the tried and true, you know. Mm-hmm. The best thing you can do in fashion is to be like 10 years behind the curve.
I think that's
Nice.
right. Yeah, I'm on the cutting edge of fashion, which means that all of my suits are double breasted and they hang off me like a poncho. So
Good.
So I go ahead and put that on, and I head to O'Shamrocks to hydrate before I go to work.
Nice. Do you get anything to eat, or is it just straight booze the whole time?
There's probably some peanuts on like the countertop that I munch on. Mm-hmm. Who do I see in the bar? Do I see any of my who's the bartender on duty tonight?
It's a black dude named Tim.
Oh yeah. A lot of Tims in this town.
Yeah.
Hey Tim.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of Irish people here in
Golden River, South Dakota.
in Golden River, South Dakota, believe it or not. So
Yeah, that's weird.
The Irish pub, they staff it with, whoever needs a job.
Hey Tim, can I get the usual?
What's the usual?
7 beers.
Jeez, he's
Yeah.
thin, huh?
Yeah.
It's because he doesn't eat.
He's
Yeah.
drinking a
Tim
loaf
just-
of bread.
He shrugs and he has like a
He knows I'm exaggerating.
what is that thing called that you like rack the balls in on a pool table, the triangle?
A rack?
Yeah, so he has one of those it's all full of beer bottles, and he advances it towards you over the bar.
That's a great
Thanks,
idea.
Tab.
He has a tool that allows him to open every bottle in the triangle
Yeah.
at once.
It looks like a bowling pin apparatus where it like comes down on top of all of them and lifts
Yeah,
up.
right.
Yeah. He has a credit card back there. I took out a new credit card just so I could have it as like my permanent tab credit card at O'Shamrocks, and they just got it back there.
He squints at you and says, "I'd better be getting 7 tips for that."
Good one, Tab. I laugh.
Yeah. He doesn't laugh. He shakes his head and moves on to serve someone else.
I'm sure it's real crowded at 5 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah, he can shake his head all he wants. He knows that you're his best customer.
You're right, yeah.
Thanks, Mark. You're my best customer.
Hey, doggy. Yeah, so, I throw a few back and then, look at the time. It's already 7:30. Better head to the office.
Okay.
I just leave because they have my credit card, so it's fine.
Nice. Yeah, whatever. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So I hop on my bike, and I wobble my way to the station.
Okay. Yeah, so when you get to the station, you don't have, your own office, per se, but you do have your own desk.
Sure.
I'm on
the nice side of the bullpen.
Right. You have several messages on your machine.
Mm-hmm. I look on my desk to see if someone has done me the courtesy of leaving the file there for me.
They have, but it's pretty thin at the moment. And
it's just a blank folder.
As you sit down, you just punch the button on your machine to see what people said. A lot of it is people chasing you for other things, just stuff that's been overdue for a long time that you've refused to turn in.
Beep. Yeah, can I get a couple of those?
No.
Okay. It's Tim calling me my credit cards.
Right. Your credit card's been declined. Again.
Yeah.
One of them though is from the coroner's office. They're saying hey, obviously this isn't a final report because we haven't performed the autopsy yet, but just as a prelim, all indications are that this was just a suicide. So,
shocking.
Do with that what you will.
This case gets deeper at every turn.
Yeah. The file is just a ripped out notebook page.
It was suicide, LOL.
It has identifying information from the dude's wallet that was that's in lockup, and Tim's information. And it's circled. It just says witness.
Really useful stuff.
So, I wanted to see if we've got any records of this guy, so I can find because apparently this file doesn't have next of kin, and because the beat cops aren't doing their job, so I guess I'm gonna do it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any? Do I have access to DMV data or anything like that?
Yeah, you do. And you're actually reasonably proficient at using those computer systems.
Yeah, I got a 40 in bureaucracy, so.
You're able to look this up. So, Arthur Donnelly is not married; he's divorced. And his wife is not, or his ex-wife is not local.
I see.
Let me see. I've got her name in my notes.
Does it say when they got divorced? Was it last week, 10 years ago?
No, several years ago.
Okay. So I can probably call her up right now, and it's not going to bother her.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna find her name.
His ex-wife's name?
Himself.
Anita Redding. Dun dun dun.
Oh my god.
Leave all this in.
Yeah. Let's just call her Sarah.
Because it's gonna get confusing when I find her later in the notes.
Yeah. So anyway, Ashley. Who's Ashley? He's talking about Sarah right now?
Yeah, so Sarah Donnelly.
It's not really Sarah Donnelly, is it?
No, I can't find it. Okay. Right, so they were divorced in 1991.
Okay, a couple years ago.
Right.
How long were they married for?
15 years.
Oh, okay. She might still be bothered by him killing himself then.
Yeah. And
for some reason,
they don't have, or he doesn't have any kids. It looks like he took a job with Corvidian Tech right after he got out of the Army, so 10 years ago, and has been here in Golden River that whole time.
I pull that from his tax records, I assume.
Yeah, tax records. He got a driver's license in state as soon as he came here and registered his vehicle and everything. Mm-hmm. So
by the way, this all takes me 5 hours. I assume it's 95. Oh yeah. So this takes me forever.
But we're just gonna get through everything now, looking at these miscellaneous databases.
Sure.
Now, the address that is listed with the DMV and on his voter registration and stuff like that is not the address where you were earlier today.
Oh, okay, that's huge.
He has a small apartment in a building that is near where Tim lives.
Tim's getting more suspicious by the second.
It's one of these just shithole apartments.
I put another circle around Tim's name on the file.
Yeah. He put some question marks after witness.
Yeah.
But there are some, looking at tax and real estate records, you can see that he recently, earlier this year, bought the house at 1206 Spooner Avenue, which is where the suicide occurred.
Spooner Avenue? That sounds familiar.
Make a sanity check.
Do I have to make a sanity check?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, the good news is I've definitely got enough for an initial report. So I'm gonna go ahead and bang that out. I've pretty much sobered up at this point, which I'm not a huge fan of. It's probably like 1 or 2 in the morning. So I'm just gonna handwrite it. I'm sure that we've got some report forms around that I can write some stuff on.
Which I'm sure the chief will love.
I mean, it's that or the typewriter, and that's gonna take me forever because I can't type.
I think there were word processors in 1995.
I'm sure we don't have them. Or probably one of the clerks does. I don't.
All right, so you get at a quill.
Yeah, I get a quill. I sharpen the nib real quick.
Yeah.
So now I just bang out an initial report where I'm saying, I'm basically giving a report of what I'm going to look into because of the questions that I've established so far of hey, avenues of inquiry, the house, the spouse, the apartment, his office, known associates, and then just a summary of who this guy is as I understand him to be right now. That's my it's basically my initial report and my plan for what I'm doing next. Which that should satisfy the chief's initial report request. And I'm just gonna go ahead and slap that on his desk, which he's not here right now, but he'll see it in the morning. I'll put a little heart on the front of it and says "For Chief" from Simon, and he thinks that's cool, I assume.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna bike home and go to sleep.
And I'm imagining, given how skinny you are, that you keep your suit jacket buttoned up and you just enter it from the bottom.
Right, exactly. It's like Wallace and Gromit in the morning where I'm shooting through all this stuff. Yeah. I have to, it's so loose on me that when I bike, I have to put a clothespin on the back of it to get all the extra, because otherwise it's a sail and I have to bike 5 times as hard.
Okay.
So yeah,
right.
I'm going home. I'm gonna hit up those Shamrocks, see if they're still open. They shouldn't be.
They're not.
And then I'll go home, crack open a beer, eat a Hot Pocket, and then I'm going to bed. Probably
what kind
3.
of Hot Pocket?
It's Hot Pockets were around in the 90s.
Yeah, but they didn't have the vast array. I don't think they had the garlic butter crust at the time.
Hot Pocket.
Devastating.
Oh, hang on. Oh no, April 2002 they were bought. Okay, they were introduced in 83. So yeah, we're good.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I assume they probably had the pepperoni kind, and that's
Yeah, probably. I gotta think that was an early flavor.
Yeah, I've got 4 or 5, of the dozen boxes of those in the freezer. So I'm gonna crack just one of those open because I don't want to upset my stomach. I'll chug 2 or 3 more beers, eat that Hot Pocket, hit the hay.
Okay. So, when we last left Tim, it was about 7 o'clock in the evening. You're at home now. You've tossed the office, and it occurs to you that you may have committed a crime.
Or several.
Or several. So, what are you up to?
I am. So my plan is tomorrow morning. I'll go into work just to make sure everybody knows what's up, and then I'm leaving, and then I'm gonna try to find Simon and see if we can work together on this thing.
Oh, I was hoping we were just gonna run parallel investigations for the entire campaign.
We're gonna meet up. So I'm gonna try to sleep, and then get up, go to the office, let people know, hey, this happened, and then I guess head to the. I don't know. I gotta get out of my cell phone mindset here. I guess I could go to the precinct.
I pay a page to go to carry a message.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would go to the precinct and ask for Simon.
Okay. I mean, you probably have his desk number.
That's
You have my
true,
home
yeah.
phone. I mean,
Yeah, but like if you're not there, then they would have to hit you on the radio, right? Like if you're out doing something.
Yes.
well, sure, but I'm saying you would probably, if you were trying to contact me, your first thought would probably be to call my home phone.
Yeah. So so I guess that'll be my plan. Is I'll wake up in the morning, call him, and say, "Hey, once we."
Well, let's role play this.
All right. So I wake up in the morning. I slept like shit. It's like, I don't know, 5:30 or 6 or something.
Oh my god, I've only been asleep for 45 minutes.
Yeah. I call Simon.
Hello,
Hey, it's Tim.
Tim. What are you calling me for? It's
I look over at my clock.
dude. What? You better be dying right now.
Well, I'm dying to know.
I hang up.
Yeah, baby. No, I can't stop thinking about Arthur. And
Did you try drinking?
I went to his I turned over his office yesterday. Just looking
Why did
for
you do
stuff,
that?
Because I wanted to know what was going on. Like, have you gotten involved in this at all?
Yeah, it's actually my case.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you think I could like
No, it's
tag
not.
along?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, great.
Cool.
I was gonna ask you to get me into his office today anyway. So.
Oh, okay. Hey, tell you what. I'm heading to work right now to make sure
Yeah,
everybody
I'm
else knows
not.
what's up. Well, when do you think you're gonna be there?
I don't know, like noon.
Okay. I'll meet you there at noon.
Great.
Click.
Yep.
I immediately just could pass out. Maybe I've forgotten everything we just discussed.
All right. So I'm gonna head to the office.
All right. So, you arrive at the office. Are you usually an early bird there, or like how many people are normally there when you arrive?
Usually, I get there early because I need to like set up the lab for all my stuff. People who are more paper pusher types don't have as much setup, and so they drift in a bit later. But I don't need everybody to be there. I just need enough that I can like get the word out, and then it'll percolate. And with
Okay.
news this big,
Oh, that's
Probably.
good. Yeah, you're making sure the rumor mill gets started before someone can officially
Nice.
say anything.
yeah. Well, it's just
Okay.
want people to like, hey, did you know that Arthur fucking died?
So you walk past reception, go to the elevator, and head up to your office. When you get there, it's a collection of offices around like a shared central area that has a computer lab and stuff like that. You could see a couple of people are there right now.
Okay. People on my team or just like
Yeah, people on your team.
Okay. I walk right up to him and I'm like, guys, did you hear what happened yesterday?
No.
What?
Arthur's dead.
Oh my god, what happened? I'm just gonna roleplay one of these.
I was gonna say, what's happening right now?
Oh my god, what happened?
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. The police are looking into it right now. I don't think there's anything official out yet, but he's
Well,
gone.
how do you know?
One of my friends is on the force.
Oh, okay.
That's terrible.
Very blasé.
Are you all right?
No. I'm
Maybe you should go home.
yeah,
Isn't he their boss too? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to stay the whole day.
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna milk this for everything it's worth.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Bye.
they're all,
Get
they're all
outta
just
here.
Yeah.
it's a bunch of Simon Reddings in the
You
room.
wanna leave together?
Everybody claps. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Let's go get a drink.
I gotta. You get out of here. I gotta get some stuff first, but I want to make sure that like.
What stuff are you getting?
Why don't you leave? You seem like you're very distressed and broken up about this. Why don't you go home?
You know, now that you mention it, I am a little sad.
I am feeling under the weather.
Now I have a headache.
Yeah, you get the impression that really nobody gave a shit about Arthur.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it's a little weird that you're so affected by this.
It's weird. It's like you saw it happen.
It's like you're the perp.
I had no idea you were so sensitive.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say this, and people look like they're. It's one of those things where people are making moves like they're going to leave, but nobody wants to be the first one to leave.
Right. It seems like it should be okay to do, but yeah, everyone's like, as long as someone else goes first, then yeah, we're good to go. Yeah. If we all do it, it's fine, guys. Let's just go.
So now I'm kind of like, what time is it right now? Because I would have showed up around like 6:45 or 7.
It's 7:15.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is a full office.
I'm like, I gotta get out of here. And I am like looking at my watch, like I got so much time. I'm gonna go to Stella's.
Tim is there serving this where he works in the morning.
Tim works at both Stella's and Go Shamrocks.
Hi Tim.
No, so okay. You are you biking over to Stella's?
Yeah, I'm gonna bike over to Stella's, and then I'm just gonna like get something and pick at it for a while.
Yeah, so it's another overcast day, a little drizzly this time, a little colder. You bike over there and chain your bike up outside Stella's, and then it's the breakfast rush, but even then, you know, they're able to find a spot for you and get you a cup of coffee and something to eat. And yeah, when they bring your food out to you, like your usual, you just don't have the stomach for it. Like, you kind of push it away.
Which is weird because you're such a big fatso.
Yeah. And you just sit there and drink the coffee. But even drinking your coffee, like, you're not normally that sensitive to caffeine, but it's just making your mind race. And you've got these keys in your pocket, and you keep feeling them. Like, what could they be for? Where was Arthur going all those times?
Well, I hope Simon can really pull through on this one.
Yeah, the top detective of Golden River is on the case.
Okay, so we'll flip over to Simon.
There's only like 3 detectives here, though, so it's not stiff competition.
Yeah. All right. So how late do you sleep in?
I probably wake up at like 11 or something like that.
Okay.
Because I had a lot to drink yesterday, which is normal, but I stayed up late, which is not normal. But you know, I already delivered that report, so I should be a-okay with the chief. So I'm gonna hop in the shower, grab a beer.
Beer?
Yeah, shower beer probably. Put on my suit. I'm not gonna check my answering machine, on the way out because I'm just frankly I'm not interested in what people have to say right now. Hop on my bike over to the station, and I'm not even gonna go in because I don't want to see the chief. I'm just gonna go right to my company car, not a squad car, but you know what I mean, like my detective mobile, which I think is a thing maybe. And all my gear's in the back, which is against protocol. I'm supposed to turn my gun in at some point. I never did. It's all in the back, and everything's good to go. I'm gonna hop in my car and I'm gonna roll over to Corvidian.
Okay, so you hop in your car. Where are you going?
I'm going to Corvidian.
Okay, all right. So you're on track to be at Corvidian Tech at noon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
probably.
And okay, so Tim, you finish up at Stella's at 11:15 or so, and then you start making your way back. You chain your bike up outside, and then
I run into it.
Crash into it, mangle the tires. Cool. And you wait in the lobby because you know you need a badge to get up to your floor, and so you wait for Simon to show up.
Mm-hmm. And so I open the door at like 11:58. I'm like, nailed it. Go up to the receptionist. Hey, Simon Redding, Golden River PD. I need to access a Arthur Connolly, O'Monley. I'm like looking at my notes. I already forgot his name. Arthur's office. Can you help me out?
So the receptionist looks at your, looks at you, looks at their records, and she says, Mr. Donnelly's office is on the 3rd floor. I can have someone escort you up there.
Thanks. I'm supposed to meet a Tim Bars. Can you give him a ring?
Right. Tim is like sitting in the lobby.
Yeah, I'm hanging out.
I walked past him. I didn't see him. Can you hit Tim Bars on the loudspeaker, please, or something?
She just sort of looks at you, and then she can see Tim. Tim?
You're gonna need to be a little louder. He's probably on the 3rd floor.
Hey, Simon.
Oh, Tim.
Yeah,
Glad you're here.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Lead the way.
Okay.
I do so.
Yeah, Tim walks you into the elevator bay and brings you into the elevator. He's got to use a badge. He's got to swipe it. You can't just tap it. You got to swipe it. It's the 90s.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
And brings you to the 3rd floor. And
Nice place.
Walks you into his team's collection of offices where Arthur had the big office in the back.
Big place. Busy place. Wait, is everybody gone?
Most people appear to be gone. There are a couple of hangers on.
Good for them.
Hey, folks. Simon Redding, Golden River PD. You mind if I ask you a couple questions about your boss, Arthur?
So, Tim, you recognize one of these people is probably clueless enough that no one told them. Another one of them is someone who is probably seeing this as an opportunity to move into Arthur's job.
Okay, good.
So you corral them into the central sort of meeting area in your team space, and so when Simon asked them what they knew, they'll provide you with a lot of the same information that you guys already know, except they'll dress it up a little more. So they say things like, "Oh yeah, he's a really hard worker, team player."
Sure. Got that go-go 90s attitude that we're looking for
Right.
in Convenient Tech.
But what you're getting out of this is nobody really knew him. People didn't have strong feelings about him. He wasn't around that much, and it's unclear what he did with his time.
Yeah, anybody ever spend any time with him outside of work?
No, I mean, we're so busy here. I mean, there's not a lot of time outside of work.
Is that right? I look over to Tim.
It's
You guys know, where do
what
you like
you
to
make
eat? Where do you like to eat? Any restaurants that he frequented around here? Anything?
No, he would usually bring us lunch.
I see.
He's kind of a tuna salad guy. Tuna salad every day.
Hey, all right.
Tuna salad art, we used to call him.
I'm sure you did.
amazing.
Very
nodding.
creative. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. He's also realizing that he could get his old boss's job. He's like, wait, hang on. Big tuna. So I'm like, okay, so these guys are useless. I'm like, hey, you guys should probably all take the day off to deal with your grief and everything, right?
Your apparent grief.
Yeah, I mean, you're the police. If you think so, then of course.
Yeah, you can beat it.
Oh yeah, yes sir. So they escape.
Okay, so I'm like, all right, Tim, give me the lowdown. Where was he at? Is that his desk back there?
Yeah. Let me show you.
And I'll take him into the office. And so a couple of things that I noticed yesterday.
Wait, what do you mean you noticed yesterday?
So you may remember this morning I called you and I told you that I turned over his office.
You did what? I don't remember the conversation.
Oh. All right. I was freaking out yesterday and I came over here to see what I could find.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
Well, okay, well, sure. But it's fine because now we're going to go through it together and that'll cover it up anyway.
Sure. All right, fine. So what'd you find? And then I go back and I just listen to the podcast. I take the headphones out and I go, oh, okay, got it.
So yeah, high points are discrepancies, just things that don't add up with the slips of paper and then the mystery keys.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we gotta like, I can't find anything in this room that these keys go to.
Yeah, it's a unit, right? It's probably like a storage unit.
Yeah. So I've got that. We can go somewhere. I figure it's either that or it might be something in his apartment, but more likely
His
it is
apartment.
or his house or whatever.
Right.
Where he
I know
lives.
he has an apartment. You don't.
Yeah, I'm psychic. So I've never really needed to use storage units, but
Sure.
there can't really be that many of them in town.
Right. Yeah, it's probably either his. Oh, by the way, he had a secret apartment. Did you know that? Or actually, that wasn't a secret. The secret was why was he at that house? Because it's not his house. He lives in an apartment near you, actually.
It sounds like there's a lot of weird stuff. Oh,
This is the most
near me.
confusing way to convey this information.
Yeah. Did you know?
Yeah. But yeah. So, anyway, let's go check on his apartment. I got the address.
Okay. Yeah.
And then give me a copy of all those files, please.
Yeah. I actually made copies of all of the slips in here. So
It's very diligent of you. You'd be a
Yes.
great beat cop because they don't do that anymore, apparently.
it sounds like you got some. Sounds
Don't
like there's some
ask.
bitterness.
Let's
yeah.
go.
All right.
Did you drive here?
No, I biked here, and
Okay,
I hope
you
that
can
my
just hop
bike is
in
still
the-
in pristine condition.
I'm sure it is. We can both hop in my car and we can head over to the
cool.
apartments.
All right, cool.
All right, and then I wanna drive over to the apartments.
Okay. And this is actually a good place to stop for today.
Can we end? Jack, can your character give us like a little cliffhanger, or like a foreboding statement or something like that, maybe?
I hope we don't die.
Nice. Okay, that's pretty good.
Good.
I'm dying to not die.
I'm dying to stay alive.
All right. Well, thank you for playing, guys.